So today I visited the largest recycling plant owned by a Nigerian, and it's right here in the city of Port Harcourt. So join me on this video tour. You'll be astonished that this kind of thing is located in Port Harcourt.
I am certain a lot of you have seen people on the road, those guys we call aboki, picking waste bottles, and you've been wondering what they do with the waste materials. These guys are making a fortune from your waste. Your waste is generating massive revenue. Before you throw your next waste bottle, you might need to have a rethink. Watch this video to find out what they do with these bottles. Welcome back to my channel once again. While you're here, take them out to like, share, comment and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. PET bottle is the regular soft drink bottles that you are used to. PET waste is taken and is then shredded into pellets before it is sold off to a ready market to make a fortune. Basically, it's a waste to wealth process. PET stands for polyethylene terephthalate and is a type of plastic that is used to manufacture water bottles, soft drink bottles, food containers and many more. PET bottles are non-biodegradable, meaning they cannot be decomposed by naturally occurring biological processes. Let me not bore you with all that theory, straight to the business. PET bottles pose a huge risk to the environment if not well managed. As mentioned earlier, PET bottles are non-biodegradable, and that is where recycling of PET bottles come into play. PET bottles are recycled and used to make other valuable materials such as automotive parts like car seat belts, food containers, water bottles, carpets, and is also applicable in the textile industries and so on. As you can see, the application of recycled PET bottles is very broad, thus making it a viable business option. So I visited this recycling plant and I was really astonished to find out that such an enormous facility is located right in the heart of Port Harcourt. This facility is located somewhere at Aba Road. So this is the dump in the facility. When the bottles are brought into the plant, they are stored in this place where we call the dump. The bottles are either brought in raw in bags as shown in this video with the label still on, or they are brought in already compressed and slightly processed with the labels removed and already washed. The bottles that are brought in already compressed are usually more expensive for the facility, while the ones that are brought in raw in bags with labels still on are usually cheaper. In this section, these raw bottles are being sorted out by these women here. The labels are removed and low quality materials are also removed in this section. Meanwhile, the high quality material will now be taken to the processing plant, and also the materials that are brought in already compressed will go straight to the processing machine. In these bags, you will find PET bottles that have already been crushed into flakes and they are ready for export. It will shock you to know that this plant produces about 3 container loads of these crushed flakes daily. So you can imagine the figures that these guys are raking in. Like I mentioned earlier, this is the separation section where low quality plastic and then the labels are also removed from the PET bottles before they are sent to the processing machine. This is the processing machine. This is where the PET bottles are washed and crushed into flakes. Like I mentioned, the PET bottles can also come in compressed form, and this is an example of the compressed PET bottles. So this one does not need to go to the separation section. So this is where the separated PET bottles are being fed into the processing machine before they are crushed into flakes. So these guys have to manually lift the PET bottles from the bags into the machine. In the machine, they are washed and then they are now crushed into flakes. Oops, I think I was distracting them a bit. Like I told you, these guys need to produce about 3 container load of the crushed flakes daily. So anytime I take from them is detrimental to their profit. Here we have a fully loaded bag with crushed flakes. It's ready for the forklift to come and lift it to the section where they will now be loaded into the containers. It was really nice for me to see this recycling in large scale, because I've done something similar like this while in the university for my projects, where I had to substitute glass aggregates in several percentages with PET bottles. So what we did was to get crushed flakes, melt them, and then break them before sieving them to form different sizes of quartz aggregate, and then replace in 5, 10, 20%, and also 100% to find which one gives the best compressive strength that can be used in concrete. So the processes involved in recycling are quite straightforward. So after the use of PET bottles, the PET bottles are then collected and taken to dumps where they can be compressed or just bagged and sold off to the recycling plants. At the recycling plant, low quality plastic, the labels and the bottle covers are removed before they are now sent to the processing machine, where they are washed and then crushed into flakes before they are now bagged and ready for export. Like I mentioned, the facility produces about 3 container load of the crushed flakes daily, and then they are sold off to the ready market to make a fortune. The market for this is mostly in Europe and Asia. Like I mentioned earlier, the recycled PET waste is used to make automotive parts such as seat belts. It's also applicable in the textile industries. It's used to make things like jeans and shirts. Just imagine we have one of these industries in Nigeria. This will make the cost of shirts, jeans, food containers, and many more really cheap. So if you have some loose cash and you're looking for what to invest in, this might be a very lucrative business venture for you to invest in. Why don't you send me an email? Let's discuss further. So we've come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel to keep seeing more videos like this from me.